I'm Amy Kratchman. I'm a family consultant at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
And I'm Rachel Bibble. I'm the Senior Director of Patient and Family Services at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. CHOP, we have connected patients and families in the work from the onset in all that we do, in all of our operations, both clinically, operationally. And so research felt like the next frontier for us is how do we really partner and build on the relationships we have with patients and families who really serve as true guides with us in all of this work. So research made sense to be that next frontier, and saying if we're doing research that is truly benefiting patients and families, why don't we, in the design phase, ask patients and families to help us get this right? And I don't know if you want to add to that, Amy.
Yeah, I think too that the Patient-Centered Outcomes Research Institute really helped us with that journey, because with their requirement of saying to researchers that you need to include patients and families, and it's not, you can't include them as a little checkbox. You need to show us how you're going to include them. It really opened up that area that Rachel was talking about, that we were able to kind of get in there with researchers, and now that they said, okay, well, we need to come up with an engagement plan. How are you going to engage with us? So we were able to take the work that we were already doing and are known for, and to be able to really kind of then spread it into the research area. I think what's been so very exciting within our organization is now the partnership that we're going to have with our CHOP Research Institute, and that it's, as we've had these partnerships with all of our different medical and different divisions throughout the hospital, this is a new arena where they're really recognizing, yes, you bring a very valuable voice to the table, and we need to really solidify that collaboration and partnership.
There's always a little reluctance to say where do patients or families fit in this work, and we found that both as an organization who's embraced this for a really long time, is that there are still conversations where we struggle to say, should families be in the room with us, and the answer is yes, and we're better when they're in the room with us. But in research, that was another one of those places that was sort of protected space, and it was hard to be able to say we really truly need families in the space with us, looking at the questions, looking at the design, and not really, Amy said it before, it's not a checkbox. Did this get past the family who looked at the question? It is really making sure the family understands the language. What the research language is confusing. I mean, people go to school for a very long time to be researchers. And how do we educate families and bring them up to speed? And so I think that was a barrier for a speed bump. I wouldn't say a barrier. But it was an opportunity for us to learn and sort of strengthen our approach to include families so that they felt capable of being at the table.
So there absolutely was that mandate, and that gave it a great kickstart. But I think what's so wonderful is that what's happening now is that researchers are starting to see how it is changing the way they do research. So what's been so nice, where our barriers before were, well, I don't know, we're running statistics and we're running data and we're doing focus groups, where do families fit in? And now that they've everywhere, and now that they've seen the benefits of it, and now more funding organizations are wanting patients and families engaged. So I think it was that barrier to get through of how can we involve them, and now that they're seeing the benefit of it and how it's changed the way they've done the research, we have a lot of groups coming to us. We have research groups who are applying for NIH grants. We have research groups who are applying for a grant from the NIMH, who actually want us, and we're doing it, to include not only a family partner advisory group, but it's for it's an intervention for teenagers with autism, and they've asked us to put together a youth advisory group with youth who have high-functioning autism. So it's really expanded, and the beauty is the group who came to us said, we want them at the table when we're writing the grant proposal. And that's something we never saw before. Through several iterations of getting our family partner advisory group together, it became a whole nother question. And out of it came outcomes that information that we never would have received if we did not change that question. So that, I think, to be able to demonstrate that to other researchers has been the biggest aha moment, because we usually have one of those in each research group.